Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel. We are doing things in the dark right now because we are doing a Notion evening routine. I'm winding down for the night, so you're seeing a little bit of my end of day routine happening here. But I want to show you a little bit about how I use Notion for that process. So we're going to kind of do a little evening routine, a little bit of Notion evening routine, just a little vibey wind down for the night. So let's do it. Yes, I did put lights in my bathroom, and I kind of love it. I've been avoiding turning the lights on, but looks like it's time and we need to. Alright, so now that we are all ready for bed, teeth brushed, all that jazz, I'm going to walk you through my Notion wind down. And I do tend to do this right before I go to bed. Don't do it every single night, but most nights for sure. And it's kind of meant to be a way for me to mentally tie up loose ends before I hit the hay. Before, this is kind of my wind down for the day. So I'm going to do a little screen share, walk you through a little bit of what I do, but it's kind of the reverse of my Notion morning routine. It's kind of the flip of how I'm ramping up for the day. This is how I try to ramp down, tie up those mental loops so that I can sleep at night. So let's do it. So first things first here, my Notion checkout page is one of the pinned tabs. So I have my check-in pinned right here, and then right next to it is the checkout, and it's just meant to be a place where I have super easy access to be able to then engage in this routine. But let me get into the actual screen share. Alrighty, so as I said just a second ago, this is one of my pinned tabs up here, okay? I have several tabs that I keep pinned all the time. My quick capture page is one of them. My check-in page is another, and then my checkout page. And this is literally meant to be so chill for my wind down. There's really not a whole heck of a lot here. Though I am actually, in looking at this, realizing that I need to I recently updated my habit tracker so I can start tracking streaks. I need to move my logging tracker into here because this is the new updated one that will work with streaks. Now, I always start this process off by checking in on my habits because days like today, it's a Sunday as I'm doing this, days like today, I often forget to track my habits because Sundays are the day that I tutor a lot and I'm really focused on taking care of and focusing on my students. So I did get 7 hours of sleep. I did take my supplements. I really didn't do a whole heck of a lot else today. I did get outside. And honestly, that's probably about it. I'm going to read before I go to bed though, so I'm going to log that right now. And what this is doing when I push these buttons is it logs the habits in my habit tracker. And one of the things I've started tracking is I've started tracking streaks for these habits as well. I've been kind of slacking really hard when it comes to my habits recently, but I always end the day by doing this. So then I go over here and I try to capture any open loops. So I try to clear my inboxes and update any next actions. And what I mean when I say that is often just me pulling in any to-dos into my to-do list. So I've got my inbox in a tab that you can't necessarily see right now. So I'm just going to go through and I'm going to answer any emails, mark any as unread. I also love using the snooze feature in my inboxes, but the goal is to try to get all of my inboxes to inbox 0 so that anything that needs to be dealt with later gets moved so it is dealt with later, and anything that's a quick action that I can take care of right now, which I actually already see some, I can take care of right now. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Beautiful. All right. There's something really, really nice about ending the day with inbox 0 everywhere. I am somebody that loves that kind of thing. So maybe that's not your jam, but it's totally mine. Then I go through and I try to clear all of my notifications. Mostly this is notifications inside of my Notion systems, and I'm really just seeing that I have a lot of, I'm hosting a system summit in mid-October. If that is something you're interested in, I'll go ahead and drop the link down below. And I've gotten a lot of speaker submissions recently from people who are interested in being a part of the summit and speakers at the summit. So I'm just gonna clear those inboxes because I know that is something that I have to do, but actually just for the sake of not like forcing myself to remember, I'm gonna go ahead and put that as a task for tomorrow. So this is kind of one of my mental loops that I'm gonna make sure I'm clearing and designating and delegating into Notion. So I'm going to go ahead and do this tomorrow. This should be a pretty quick task. This is more admin. Actually, I think I could probably call this content. And I'll make this a main priority because I do really need to make sure I do that. And actually, I just thought of another thing that I need to make sure I finish. I've been working on updating the CEO types in my CEO types quiz, making them all a Notion hub as well as an email onboarding sequence, and that's something I really want to finish tomorrow. It's kind of a lingering thing that I've been working on, and I really want to make sure that I tackle it. So I've got a little to-do list from ChatGPT that I'm just going to drop in here, and we're going to go ahead and make my task finish updating all CEO types, blogs, email series, and Notion hubs. That I would say is another really high priority for me tomorrow because it's just something I want off of my to-do list. All right, let's pop back over here and finish our wrap up. So I've cleared all the notifications. I'm kind of doing a sort of brain dump here. I do definitely think one of the things that I personally need to do, because I kind of sucked at operating off of my to-do list this week. I was a little bit more impulsive with what I worked on this week. So I do think one of the things I want to go ahead and put on my to-do list for tomorrow is I want to go through and I want to update and refine, reschedule all things on my to-do list. Kind of remove the things that are unnecessary. Isn't it funny that we're adding something to the to-do list that is literally a refine the to-do list thing? But no, I do think that's going to actually be really, really helpful task for me to make sure I tackle tomorrow. But in terms of brain dump, I can't really think of much else that I need. And then I do need to do my dishes. This is something that I do have in my kind of capture open loops wrap up for the end of the day to do my dishes. So we're going to go do that right now. If you're anything like me and you absolutely hate doing dishes, honestly, putting do the dishes into your checkout routine at the end of the day is not a bad idea. All right, so we've done the dishes. Then I have refill water bottle and put it by my bed. I literally just did this kind of prior to getting into this checkout routine. And then sometimes I will go through and I will add a couple little wrap-up things to the end of the day. I'll add a gratitude, an accomplishment, a pleasant event, and an unpleasant event. So let's go ahead and do that right now. So celebrating a little win in my tutoring business, a pleasant event. Oh, let's see, what could be a pleasant event today? Honestly, maybe this is, I think the important thing is it's little things often, is putting lights up in my bathroom. They're the ones that I showed you earlier in this video and they make me very happy. It was a pleasant event. I'm not going to go through and I'm not going to fill out the rest of these here. All right, an unpleasant event is I definitely got super irritated by two of my students, one with last minute reschedule / cancellations and another with a last minute scheduling request. I guess a victory or an accomplishment we could even say related to that is upholding my boundaries with my students. Very proud of that because I could have caved so easily to both of those situations and I didn't, and I'm grateful. And then a gratitude, I'm really grateful for, I follow a lot of people on YouTube right now that I think feel like have been really positive influences on me. One of those people recommended the Runna app, which I'm training for a 5K, 10K right now, and I've been a non-runner for an extended period of time. So I'm really grateful for the Runna app that one of the YouTubers I follow recommended, and she even had a 2-week discount code. I also am oddly grateful that I've been influenced to get some fall decor, because I actually do really like fall, and I've never really invested in fall decor, but I think it would be really, really fun to have some more fall decor around my apartment. If you are interested in seeing that vlog, let me know. I will go ahead and share a little bit with you of my adventures in getting fall decor. Then down here I've got kind of my habit trackers here. These are actually some kind of old habit trackers. I'm actually going to go ahead and grab some of these ones over from my check-in page. I like these habit trackers a little bit better, and I'm not doing 75 hard anymore, so yeah, I don't really need that one. I definitely need to be a little bit more consistent with tracking my habits right now, and probably update some of these views. But then down here, this is exactly why I need to go through my to-dos for sure, because I definitely have a lot of things that I need to refine. So just for now, I do think one of the things that I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm just going to make an attempt. I'm actually just going to go ahead and do this right now. I think it'll give me a lot of peace of mind to know that I've already refined my to-do list right now. So I'm going to go ahead and go through and reorganize this. So essentially how I've got this set up down here is I have the different categories of a decision priority matrix I have as groups here. So we're going to go ahead and add hold off. So these are the different categories. I have the kind of ones that are important and urgent as a main priority, the ones that are important but not urgent as next ups, important or not important but urgent, I have the make time for category, and then I have a hold off category, which you can see has definitely some stuff in it. So I need to go through and I need to reorganize these, because look at all of the stuff that is in here as need to do's. I'm going to write this tomorrow, so this is actually, I'm kind of almost not sure why this is showing up tomorrow. Oh, just kidding. I actually have this filtered for tomorrow. On the checkout at the end of the day, this is filtered to show me the stuff that is tomorrow and previous. So I've at least got some semblance of an idea of what my main priorities are tomorrow, so that when I start tomorrow, I'm not, starting completely from scratch. I have a little bit of those mental loops already tied up in my head, which is exactly how I like it. Now, since I was talking that entire time, I literally didn't drink my magnesium drink. Alexa, turn on living room lights. But as I wind down for the end of my night, I'm just gonna kind of curl up on the couch, and I honestly think what I want to do is I just want to do a little bit of coloring, maybe even a little bit of reading. So let's do that. Let's curl up.